All right, good afternoon, class. I'm Mr. A. I'll be your instructor today. My signal for attention would be my whistle, so if you hear this at any time in class, I want you to put all your equipment away, on the floor, and keep your eyes and ears on me, so my whistle sounds like this. So when you hear that, make sure to pay attention. So throughout our unit, we've learned the serve, the forehand, the backhand. One of the most vital elements of pickleball is the volley. The reason for why it being so vital is there's a lot of rules and regulations to when you can and cannot hit the volley. So I'm sorry, can I just have you guys step off the court for a little bit? Thank you. All right, so when you're hitting the volley, there's a rule where there's a certain space on the court where you're not allowed to hit the volley. So a volley is when you hit the ball right out of the air before it even bounces. So if you guys can see this blue rectangle right here is a no volley zone. Does anyone know the nickname for it?
The kitchen.
Yes, it is called the kitchen. So at any point, if you're inside of the kitchen, you cannot hit the ball midair. This is because to avoid smashing and stuff like that, to maybe injure your opponent and things like that. Now, another rule is for when you can't hit the ball out of midair is after you serve, the ball has to go on the other side. It's got to bounce diagonal, and the opposing team has to hit it back over. You have to wait for the ball to bounce at least one time. Once you hit it over one time, your opponent also has to wait for it to bounce, and then you could come up to here and hit the ball out of midair. You guys got that? Any questions on when you can and cannot hit the ball? All right, so our first activity is going to be, I want 2 people on each court, on each side. So 4 people, and this court's going to have 2 people. Yes?
Basically, the ball has to go on each side, once before you bounce on the
Well, the server serves the ball, the returner returns it. Whoever served it has to wait for it to bounce and hit it over again. They also have to wait for it to bounce. So the serve doesn't count as a bounce stroke. All right? So we're going to have 4 people on each court, so 4, 8. This court's going to have 1 on each side. And we're going to work on, can you help me demonstrate for a second? So to start out here, you're going to need this. You don't need the paddle. So to start out, we're going to have your partner, just nice, easy toss, not too hard. You're just going to volley. Oh. You just so I can volley it. So I throw it high. You're just going to volley it back to them nice and easy. We're not smashing the ball, not doing anything crazy. If you guys feel like it's coming too easy and stuff, then if your partner wants to pick up a paddle, you can volley back and forth to each other and stuff like that. Just be aware that there are 2 people on the court. So if the ball's, flying over here, you don't want to run into them and hit them in the head with the paddle and stuff like that. So yeah, you can show them. Oh. So we're just going to volley back and forth like that, nice and easy. You got that? All right, so when I say go, there should be 2 paddles on each court. This court's going to have 1 on each side. And I want you just to start off by tossing it back and forth to your partner, having them hit it back to you. And then, if you can, move on to volleying it back and forth. All right, go. You guys got paddles over here?
Thanks. Okay.
You're over there, Mo, by the court. All right, so you guys are going to start off just by tossing it to your partner and having them volley it back. Make sure you guys are not inside of the kitchen. Oh, you guys are doing it here? Okay. Yeah. All right, so when you're volleying, you want to step with your opposite foot, and you don't want to swing too much. You just want to jab at the ball. All right, so try that. You just want to jab at it. There you go, perfect. There you go, good job. Way to step opposite foot and jab at the ball. All right, you guys can switch who tosses now and who hits a volley. What's up? There you go, guys. There you go. It's a jab, it's not a swing. There you go, Brett. Good job, Alyssa. Perfect. Just don't swing as much. You just want to jab at it. All right. There you go. Mo, you want it to be less of a swing and more if you step your opposite foot and just jab at the ball, it'll work a lot better. There you go.
backhand or
Whatever side it comes to. you go. There you go. Perfect, Courtney. Just make sure to bend those knees a little bit. There you go. A little less of a swing, too. All right? Perfect. Can we just bring it around this yellow net real quick? On this side? What's up?
Bring them or leave them?
Leave your equipment on the court. I'm sorry. Could you guys just stand off to the side, on this side, please? The left side. Thank you. Could I actually have a different ball? This one's cracked. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. All right, class. It was you guys did well on the volley. Just certain things to remember is, you know, step opposite foot. It's not really a swing. It's not a ground stroke. You want to just jab at the ball. If you're close to the net, you're not supposed to really swing as hard as you can. You'll hurt someone. But our second activity is going to be an offensive tactic that's used in pickleball throughout the whole country, and it's called the serve and volley. Now, what this tactic is, you're going to start off by serving the ball, right? So we're going to serve it the opposite side. We're going to have the double bounce rule, so you have to wait for it to bounce. Once your shot bounces, we're coming right up to the kitchen, and we're ready for a volley. We do this to take away as much space of the court we can for your opponent to make it harder for them. So if you're up here and you're taking away this much space, and they try and hit it over, you're right here, and you can win the point very easily. So in our next activity, we're gonna have the same amount of people on each one. We're gonna have the serving team serve the ball, double bounce rule, come to net, volley. When the point's over, we're gonna switch sides on who serves. So this side's gonna start first. When the point is won or lost, it doesn't matter who wins or loses it, the next team is gonna do the serve and volley tactic. Okay, just some things to think about. If the ball for any reason goes on a different court and it's rolling, yell out ball. We don't want no one rolling an ankle or running onto a court and getting hit with a paddle, all right? So when I say go, just get on your same courts, and the 1v1 will be the same thing. All right, go. Oh, you took your paddle. There you go. Yep. Oh, there. Up.
Can we grab that real quick and then make sure?
There you go. Wait, oh, we lost one. We lost one. Just play by yourself, it's all right. Double bounce rule. Get to net. All right. Yeah, so you guys are like simulating the point. So you would come back here to the service line. This would be the serving team first. So you would serve the ball, right? Diagonal. So return it. You let the ball bounce, hit it back, and now you guys go right to net, right to the kitchen. You gotta be a little bit quicker, because once your ball goes over, you want to be up as quick as possible. Okay? Good job. Make sure your backhand's stiff, not swinging your arm. All right, how are we doing over here, guys? You gotta make sure of that double bounce rule, all right? So when you're serving, make sure you're back at the service line. You're a little too far up. Double bounce rule, right to the kitchen. All right, that was good, but Danielle, you gotta let it bounce. I know you were up a little bit too close, but you'll get called for a point deduction for that. Abby, good job, but you're in the kitchen. We don't want to be in the kitchen, it's illegal. If you hit the ball outside of the kitchen and you land in there, midair, it's good. You just can't hit the ball. Yeah. Right here. Yes. So we want the double bounce rule. One. Now go right to net. You gotta hustle. It's all about hustle. Can you guys bring all paddles and balls over here to this hula hoop, please, for me?
5 minutes, not there.